What's up, guys, and welcome to the Meeple Minded podcast, the podcast where we talk all things tabletop gaming. My name is Jason.
And I'm Ant.
How are you doing this week, Ant?
I really tried to distract you then, but you did well. You did well. Well done, mate.
Yeah, you don't want to make me laugh too much today.
Oh, fair enough.
Still trying to get over a bit of a cold. The cough is still there.
Okay.
But you can make me laugh. I don't care. I just might collapse.
I might just go straight after.
But once again, we are recording this on video as well, which I haven't decided if I'm going to put out, so I'm going to wave just in case. Hello.
Hello.
So this may well go out on video, it may not.
Okay.
The last one was recorded very, very nicely. We didn't...
it was a nice little bit testing ground, wasn't it?
It was. I didn't put it out. I was tempted to, but I didn't. I held my ground. But this one, very potentially, because we're going to be talking about the games we want to play at Christmas, over our little Christmas break.
Tis the season, Jason.
Tis the season. As you can see, I've decorated the studio no end. I don't do it.
Not one bit of Christmas in here.
The Christmas tree is downstairs. It's fine. That's where that can be.
I did see it. He's telling the truth. I did see it.
Yeah. And there's a picture on Instagram of it as well.
Oh, there is. That's right. Yes, that's right.
There you go. So how have you been, Ant? It's been a week.
Working, playing games. Working.
Right, so you've been playing games.
Playing games.
You've been playing games. You've done more than me.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I guess...
Well, you was ill, so you have an excuse.
I was indeed ill. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to live vicariously through you. What have you been playing?
I played Video Game Champion.
I really want to play that game.
Second time playing it. So.
Is it any good?
Very good.
Yeah. It's definitely a game I want to play. I was interested in it.
You're the one who got me into it.
Yeah.
You told me about it, so I was like...
Yeah, shifted,
video games, I'm all for it.
Shifted the money expenditure to you.
Straight over to me. And if it's good, he probably would have bought a copy himself anyway, so...
Well, yeah, this is very true. Very true. Who did you play it with?
I played it with my old group from my podcast.
Oh, nice.
Nice. We kind of do like a thing every Christmas and meet up and do like a Christmas board game day.
Nice.
And we played that, and a couple others I'm going to mention today as well. So yeah. But that was their first time playing it. And again, bit of a slog with the rules, but once the first 2 rounds are done, right, just well into it. It's a very good game. Very good game.
What sort of game is it? I forget now. Is it like a deck builder or something like that?
No, you're collecting tiles to use tiles to play video games, essentially.
Okay, yeah.
But when you pick a tile, you activate an ability, which would be like gain money.
Yeah.
Kind of like a worker placement, if you will, but you take tiles instead of placing on the board, if you will, sort of thing. So it's kind of like that. But it's in 2 phases. You've got the weekday where you do your things, and then you've got the weekend where you play your video games and try and beat or complete them. But hopefully we'll get a review next year at some point, hopefully.
That'd be good.
Because I think we should at least give that a go at some point.
Hell yeah. Even if we manage to crack one out on video, that'd be brilliant.
Absolutely.
I have played a game, but I can't remember if I played this before we recorded last week, but I definitely didn't mention it.
Yep.
Which was I've been playing Comic Hunters.
Because
I finally got my copy
of Comic Hunters. I still need to play that. Yes, I still need to play that. How is it?
I'm so happy. It's great.
Okay.
It's great. We won't talk much about the quality.
Right. But the licensing's very good.
The license, the fact that you're playing with officially licensed Marvel comics is fantastic.
Okay.
Is utterly amazing. And the game mechanisms as well, very, very good. The American print copy leaves a lot to be desired in I imagine quality,
that's where you got it from then, because it's still quite hard to get hold of.
Yes, because it's starting to look very much like it's not going to come out here. So I've actually imported 3 copies of it now.
Okay.
One for myself, obviously. One for Stephen from Tabletop Games.
Yes, because he was after it, and he asked me for it.
And one that I'm gonna make available to others. So whoever else wants it. Maybe a giveaway. We'll see.
So let me ask the question, Jason, to all the other board gamers out there. Age of Comics or Comic Hunters?
I'm happy to say they're 2 very different games.
Oh, good.
Which is very, very good. Obviously, Age of Comics is a worker placement game, but it's a bit formulaic in the sense of do this, followed by this to print this.
Yeah.
Whereas in Comic Hunters, it is all drafting.
Okay.
But there's 4 different drafting mechanics within the game for different ways of gaining comics. You have different comics of different eras. So you've obviously got your modern comics, which aren't going to be valued as high.
Right.
You've got your medium sort of 70s, 80s comics. And then, of course, the most expensive comics are going to be your golden era comics. But just seeing some of the artwork again was like, oh, yes. And then you've got, obviously, the set collecting side of it as well.
Right.
You know, that's where you're going to be scoring your points at the end. And then they've added in the extra mechanisms of to the set collecting for first editions, first appearances, other special bonuses and stuff like that. All of that
very
changes.
comic heavy themed, because only real comic people would know the golden area, the first printing, all that sort of stuff.
While I don't claim to be a comic trader or anything like that, I get the feeling that the theme actually works incredibly well, because you can't just have every comic that you draft.
Yeah.
And I like, again, I've started doing a video review of it already, but I really like the fact that you draft all the comics, and then those comics are used as money to play comics to your collection. So you might draft all these amazing comics, and then you've got to sit there going, I can't actually pay for all of these, so these ones are actually going to benefit my collection better, so I've got to use these ones to sell.
Right.
And stuff like that. So there's a lot of very good, interesting mechanics to it.
Nice. Sounds really good. I'm just glad that they're two completely different games.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, they're both worthy of staying in the collection.
Good.
So there we go. But yeah, we've played some games.
Played
some games. This makes a nice change.
It does.
Hasn't happened for a while.
It does.
Not good for a board game podcast.
It's not really. We need to step it up.
We do. But with Christmas coming, that time of year, where everyone is...
The most wonderful time of the year.
The most wonderful time of the year. Everyone's entitled to some time off of work, apparently. I'm pretty sure...
Some are, anyway.
Well, yeah. I'm pretty sure a lot of workplaces wouldn't let people have time off if they weren't forced to by law here in the UK.
Yep.
But it's a family time. Right? It's a family time. And this year I have my son for the whole duration of Christmas into the new year. And that means lots and lots of gaming in this household.
Yep.
What about you? Are you going to be gaming a lot this Christmas, or are you hoping to?
Yes, because for the first time in nearly 15 years, Jason, I have Christmas off. So
dun, dun, dun.
I will hopefully have 2 full games of gaming this year. Fingers crossed. So I'm really looking forward to it this year.
Nice. Is it just going to be a family affair, or
just for families? Just for family, yeah.
Nice. Is there? Yeah, because we've sort of decided that the theme of this episode, should we say, is what games we want to be playing over Christmas this year, or what games we are going to be playing. Not necessarily want to. But
my list would have been a lot longer if it was games I wanted to. So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the easiest thing to say is the games I want to play over Christmas, the ones in my collection.
Yeah.
All of them. Every single one, multiple times. That's not really what we're talking here, is it? But yeah, we've both got fairly young families.
Yep.
So I would guess, I don't know what games you want to talk about, but I'm going to guess that the games we will talk about are going to be a bit more on the lighter weight, family-friendly level?
Yeah, I mean, apart from one of mine, I mean, it could still technically be a lighter game, depending on how you see it, but a majority of them are pretty much either like a card game, a party game. I think I've got maybe just 2 normal board games in here. Apart from that, the rest of it is very what I would bring for family members. I mean, obviously, it was my choice for other stuff. I would put a whole lot more, but there's a lot of stuff here that I've played this year that I thought, do you know what? This will be good for Christmas, or this will be good for family time, or whatnot. So,
Very nice. I'm hoping to hold at least one game night here.
That'd be good.
So there are going to be a few games for me, I would say, that I really want to play, and it's because they're on my not played list, and I want to get them played for various reasons. So there's a few of those. I haven't done like a top 5 list or anything like that. It's
mine's not in any order whatsoever. It's literally just a collection of stuff that here we got this for 2 days, guys. This is what we're going to play. So
nice. Well, shall we? Do you want to kick this straight off?
Why do I always start first? You always pin it on me.
I don't mean you have to bring up a game. I just mean, do you want to start the conversation?
I'll start the combat then.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I will come in, seeing as though I always make you go first. With a nice easy one. It's one that I actually did on video review recently, which is Monkey Palace, the new Lego and dotted games.
Lego.
My son loves this game. He really, really enjoys it. I've really enjoyed playing it as well. And as I believe I said in my video review, was that the mechanisms within the game are just fun and easy for everyone to understand, which means I know when my brother and his partner come over, it means they're going to be able to play the game. They're going to enjoy it. And when my son's here with my partner and I'm here and all three of us are playing it, we're going to enjoy it. We're going to have good fun. You know, if my son has friends over, they're going to be able to enjoy it.
Absolutely.
You know, and I won't even have to be involved in that one.
You'll probably pick up the pieces for him later, though.
I probably will. Yeah, I more than likely will. But yeah, it's just a nice, fun, simple game that I know everyone will enjoy. And if 100%. You don't, you're playing with Lego, damn it.
So it's Lego. How can you not enjoy Lego? If you don't enjoy Lego, then who the hell are you?
Amen. Amen to that. So yeah, Lego Palace is going to be one of the most hot games for me to be playing this festive season.
Festive?
Festive indeed. So, yeah.
Having a holly jolly Christmas.
Holly jolly Christmas, yes. So yeah, that's going to be my first one that I'll mention.
Excellent pick. I didn't honestly think of that. I need to get me a copy of that, actually. Yeah. My first one is going to be one that we picked up at Essen, and it's Flip 7, the card game. Anyone who doesn't know what Flip 7 is, it's essentially blackjack, if you will, but obviously more fun. And the game is to get to the first to 200 points over a certain amount of rounds. When it comes to your turn, you either, like blackjack, simply stick or twist, and you'll just get a number, which is between 1 and 12. But the deck is specifically built for 12 12s, 10 10s, 11 11s, 9 9s, 8 8s. So running into the chance of another 12 or another card with the same number you have in a row, you will go bust. But if you decide to stick, then you can accumulate all those points, and then you can add them for your victory over to victory for the next round. So say I accumulate 50 points, that's 50 points towards 200 in the next round. The deck has a couple of other little cards in there, which is a second chance, which if you go bust, it still keeps you in the round. You have a flip free card, which you can flip the next 3 cards yourself, or you can pass it to another player. They can essentially go bust, or you can go bust, or you can essentially, there's another card that says freeze. So you either stop yourself this round, or you can stop another player. If I think Jason's accumulating too many points one round, I can go, haha, freeze, you're out the round. Why is it called Flip 7? So if you have 7 completely different numbers in your row, you'll stop the round, you accumulate all those points, and you add an extra 15 points to that, which can be a huge, huge win for you, or closer to you getting the 200 score.
Nice.
This game sold out within the first hour and a half of Essen, the first day we were there. Okay. So this is very popular. It's very cheap at the moment, and it has been an absolute crowd pleaser for people anyone, not just family, people, hardcore gamers and stuff like that. So I totally recommend, if you can get hold of a copy for Christmas, Flip 7, highly, highly recommend it.
Very nice, very nice. Just still one I haven't got to play yet.
Have you not played it yet? I thought you had, sorry.
No,
honestly, very good, very good. No, but obviously better with bigger numbers.
Yes. So. So I think this year is going to be quite a reserved year for within the household. Obviously, with what's been happening in my life recently, there's not as many people around at the minute. No. And we've decided to keep it as a very close-knit family thing. And therefore, the big high player count games are not so...
No, it's understandable.
...prevalent for us.
Yeah.
But it's not... Doesn't mean it's a game I wouldn't...
No, but if we have a night with like Yumi, James and Steve, that's enough for Flip 7 today. So that'd be still good enough.
Nice.
But yeah.
So I have also been... I mean, I'm just going to sling it in very quickly.
Yeah.
Comic Hunters is going to be played a lot over Christmas. That's all I'm going to mention about it. I'm sorry.
That's it.
But another game that I'm going to be introducing to my son a bit more, and also to my brother and his partner, is going to be the Worms board game.
Of course.
Now,
of course.
I've now got the neoprene map for it. I've got the
super big map for it. It's unreal.
So yeah, I've got all of the stuff for it now. All the minis are painted.
I need
They're
to
all
play
ready
that again.
to go.
I've only played it the once. I really need to do it again.
And playing it recently with Simon of Board Stupid.
Yeah.
He really, and Tom of Board Stupid, actually. He was here as well.
Nice.
Yeah, we played that again recently, and it just reminded me the sheer fun and carnage of that game makes me think, like, do you know what? This is the kind of game that you should be playing over Christmas because it is fun. It is chaotic. It puts smiles on people's faces. And that's what the type of game should be at that time of year.
Especially for people that have played the game back in the day as
100%.
well. It's a 100% nostalgia feel to it.
And my son loves playing the digital game now.
There we go.
So, to me, that's another one that just makes sense that needs to hit the table over Christmas.
And you've done an amazing job with the paints on the minis as well. Really, really good.
I think I could have done better, but
they're really good.
My eyes are terrible nowadays, so painting's never good for me nowadays. But Worms is another one I want to play, and Waffle Time by AEG.
Yeah.
That's another one that I want to introduce to my son as well.
Nice.
Because obviously Waffle Time, I can't remember if we've talked about it on the channel at the minute, but in case we haven't, very quickly, it's quite a good, I think it's a 2 to 4 player game where you are collecting, I guess, toppings for a waffle by going around a plate and picking up toppings and stuff like that. But where you pick up from also determines where you go.
We have to place
what player number you are in the next round.
It's got the little wheel, doesn't it? And you have to pick from the wheel, isn't it?
Yeah. And then with the ingredients that you've got to try and match some symbols.
That's right.
And patterns and stuff within the.
I remember you put the syrup on afterwards to solidify it stays there or something.
Yeah, so once you complete a recipe, I think is what they refer to it as, you have to put syrup on certain places. And then, of course, once the syrup is on, nothing can go on top of that. Because that would be criminal. Putting something on top of syrup. No, can't be doing that. But yeah, so it's a really interesting pattern building game. But it's not a big thing. Like your waffle is probably only.
Say it's not a very, very long game, is it? It's short but sweet, but a lot of fun.
5 minutes maybe. Yeah. So yeah, Waffle Time. That's a game I'm interested in teaching to my son.
You think he'll like it?
I think he'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It might take him a little while to grasp the concept and how it works, but I think he'll enjoy it.
Nice, mate. Good pick. This is definitely recording, right?
That is still recording.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Waffle Time for me is going to be one that I'm very, very interested in playing, teaching to my son. Have you got any extras that you're going to be teaching over the period? Or is
ones
it...
I'm teaching? Yeah. Probably one I will teach because all of them know the ones I've picked because I've already played before. Trio.
Oh, you've got Trio?
I have Trio.
I did not know you had Trio.
I love Trio.
I like Trio.
Trio it's really good, isn't it?
Which is really weird why I like it, because I hate memory games. And I'm terrible at memory games.
Yeah. So I kind of have 2 memory games. Trio is one of them. Mm-hmm. Anyone who doesn't know what Trio is, it's literally a deck of cards. I think it's 36 cards in total. And they're like 3 of each. So 3 12s, 3 10s, 3 1s, whatever. And you have a deck of cards in your hand, maybe 4 or 5 or so, and you place them in order from highest to lowest. And you have to obviously create a trio. But you can only create a trio from either your highest or your lowest in your hand. And you've got some cards in the middle. Like Jason says, you have to go around and think of a memory like, I think Jason's got highest, so you ask for his highest cards. I can place my highest card, and the third one might be in the middle of the table somewhere. Yeah. If you remember, like, trying to find pairs back in the day with playing cards, kind of like that, but shorter, sweeter, a hell of a lot of fun, and it's quite an addictive game. It's very short as well. Once it's done, the people are like, let's have another go. So, Trio I popped in there, and also it's a stupid game, but it's such a big hit with people I work with and family and friends and stuff, but I'm going to put in That's Not a Hat.
Oh, That's Not a Hat's great.
I love it. It's ridiculous, but it's so fun. And the sequel as well, the second part is that as well.
It's sort of like a more modern take on like Cockroach Poker, isn't it?
In a way, yeah. Again, it's like Jay said, it's a memory game. So a case of like, I've got a glove, Jason has a guitar, and then we have an extra card in there, and you have to pass them over and try and remember what it is. So Jason, that's a guitar. That's not a guitar, Anthony, because this is a hat. Yeah. It's like that, basically. Yeah. But again, have it with bigger groups and stuff. It's very, very difficult, but it's so much fun. It sounds ridiculous, but it's a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah, if you're going to have a large group, something like That's Not a Hat is
is
absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it's doable. It's got to be done.
Yeah, really, really good game. Good choices. Trio is a game that still hasn't made it to my collection, actually, despite the fact that I really like it.
So you have played it, though, yeah?
I have definitely played it, yeah. I'm amazed that I haven't bought it. I'm wondering why. Can't remember.
I'm going to buy it now.
I'm going to go and buy it now. I'm going to look right now. No, I'm not going to do that. It's very unprofessional. I'm going to do that after we've finished recording. So another thing is, I think what I'm noticing as a bit of a theme for me with regards to the games I want to play this year is I'm wanting to play a lot of the games I got at Essen.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of the games that I did get at Essen, for example, Rock Hard 1977, that's not going to be on this list purely because my son is 11. He's not going to... And he doesn't get to play board games all that often.
Yeah.
So that's not going to be the type of game he'll be interested in. So other games that I picked up would be Loot. Not Loot from Hachette Games, but this one will be the Roll 'em Right Loot, the official game of Spiel.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah.
Yes, where you are Meeps going around the convention.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be playing that. Again, he's never actually played a Roll 'em Right game.
Okay.
Now, I do
really? Consider the amount you own, you've never really played them.
I've never played them with him. But this year is going to be where I change that. So while I'm talking about Loot, I will also say that I'm going to try and introduce him to Gangshon Clever as well.
Nice.
Good game. I think the two of those will work nicely and he'll enjoy them. Now, I'm off for the duration between Christmas and New Year.
Oh,
as
nice.
My partner has to work, unfortunately. So the days where it's just going to be myself and my son, it'd be nice to sort of teach him a few new games.
Why not?
And get him into things like that. And I think Roll 'em Rights are going to be something he'll enjoy.
Yeah.
And very much understand. That, and it's a little bit of an educational thing over Christmas without him knowing.
I like doing that though. 'Cause like my daughter's terrible with maths, so I try and find all these games where she's got to add her own score up herself and whatnot.
Yeah.
But she doesn't know. It's like, oh, it's a little hint to learn your numbers a bit more. So
Yeah, exactly.
I get where you're coming from.
Exactly. So that's where I'm thinking I'm going to go with that. But Loot, I always thought was an interesting one because it sort of teaches you forward planning.
Yeah.
Because you're obviously with the dice are always on show, so you know what's coming for the following the round that you're on and the following two, and that gives you your movement value. So you know what the next two movements are going to be, and you've got to try and maximise how many stands you're visiting at the games fair.
Okay.
Now, I think we played this while we were in...
No, we were learning it on the way back. On the flight on the way back, we were learning it. And then when we learned it, you were like, oh, we're landing. So I've never really got to play it.
We'll have to make that happen. It's not a bad little game.
Yeah.
It's not the best Roll 'em Right ever. I will say that. I would still take...
I imagine it was something they conjured up quickly just to get it up ready.
It possibly is, yeah. But I don't know. Maybe it was a game mechanic that was already made and they just, we can't think of a theme. Oh, well, there we go.
No, we'll just slap Spiel on it, yeah.
There we go. That'll sell it.
Fair enough.
But yeah, it's an interesting little game. It's not going to be a game that I think will stay in my collection all that long. So...
Just get Christmas over and done with first.
I kind of want to get some plays of it over the Christmas period.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, that is mainly because it will probably leave my collection in January.
Okay.
So January is going to be the first of regular culls within the collection because I'm now trying to rotate through the games I have a bit more. So
you need space, folks.
I need the space. I need the space. Despite the fact that we now have a dedicated studio.
True. We still need space.
we still need more space. The best thing about having the camera on is actually right in between all the games.
Yeah. Like you can't see what we see right now.
Yeah, exactly. It's great. This is why we're smiling.
It's kind of we're looking at it and it's like I kind of want to play this and I kind of want to play that right now.
Yeah. So if you see the eyes wandering, you know why. But yes, Loot and Gangshon Clever are going to be two games that I will want to play over Christmas. I mean, do I need to explain what Gangshon Clever is? Everyone knows that, right?
Everyone should know that by now.
So
anyway.
if you don't.
But I remember playing that game with Wayne from Board Stupid on the way to Essen 2 years ago. Yeah. Every time that game comes out, I was like, that was the game we played.
Yeah.
We tried to roll dice for it on a flight with turbulence. Yeah. Great times.
Yeah. But if you don't know what Gangster and Clever is, shame on you.
It's still around. It's quite cheap as well.
They're on like I think there's like 4 different versions of it now. So
okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Anything else that you're going to be playing over Christmas?
I've got a couple other card games, but I'm going to leave that to one side. For 1 second, I'm going to go to a board game, an actual board game side. And I think this will be a lot of fun for everyone, really. I picked this up at Essen, and it is Wandering Towers by CG Games.
Ooh, yes.
Wandering Towers, if no one knows what it is basically a bunch of magicians and a bunch of towers matted around a circular board. All these magicians need to get into the Raven Tower, which is like the tower that is the odd one out from the rest of the towers. But in order to do so, you must fill up your potions all before you can place all your magicians into a tower. How do you do that? You have cards that which will show you how to move your magician, or you can move a tower. For example, if Jason plays a card to move his magician 5 spaces, and I get a tower that I can move 5 spaces, I can now put that tower over Jason, so now Jason can't move for his next turn and stuff like that. But also to place a tower over a magician fills up your potions. So it's beneficial to either cover your magician or another player's magician to do so. And it keeps going in a circular motion. It is so fun. It is so thematic. And the art style for it is fantastic. The towers are really good because you can top them up as high as you want, providing you don't do a Jenga. It's fine. But it's such a nice little game. And it was one that I didn't think that my wife or my daughter would like. My wife, as soon as she learned how to play it, she is addicted to this now. She like goes full in. She tries to like maneuver it and tries to screw people over and whatnot. It's so fun. And if you're into your Harry Potters and your magician side of fantasy, it is a game you should try. It is very, very good. And I'm so glad I managed to pick it up at Essen. So
very nice.
So that's a board game side I picked.
Another one. It's another one of my Essen purchases, but I want to teach my son Tower Up.
No, I still haven't played this yet. I need to play this as well.
There's so many I need to get you to play. Tower Up is a really, really good game and very, very simple concept, which is why I want to try him with it. It'll probably be one that we will try when we are alone together.
Yep.
Because I think I'm going to have to use quite a bit of patience with him on that one, to explain the mechanisms of the game. Because the game is very simple, but the paying to build stuff is where
you might struggle.
It might not quite go through his brain straight away.
Yeah.
But yeah, in Tower Up, basically you're building cities and you're trying to gain points through doing so. And to pay for the buildings that you're building, you will place a colour down. It can't be the same colour as anything that it's adjacent to. And you also have to pay 1 on top of the buildings that it's adjacent to. So if I place a black cube down next to a grey, a white and a brown building, I've got to pay a grey, a white, a brown, and of course the cube, the black one, for the base.
Gotcha, yeah.
Then you place a rooftop, one of your rooftops, on any one of those buildings. Say, for example, I put it on top of the brown building. That building is now, say, 3 stories high, which means my brown tractor thing on my tracker will go up by 3. And then the higher they are up the tracks at the end of the game, the more points I'm going to get.
Right.
And also the more rooftops I've got showing at the end of the game, the more points I'm going to get. Obviously, that means that because you're going to be placing a rooftop every turn, it means that people can build on top of your roofs to stop you from being on top. So there is an element of that. But there's only a certain amount of spaces, and you always have to build from the ground.
Okay.
So you can't, like when the map starts filling up, you can't just go, I'm just going to extend this building. Doesn't work like that. So if you physically can't place a building on the ground and pay for the stuff around it, that'll be game over. It's a nice, fun little game. It's an interesting concept. I think he'll enjoy the building side of it, much like a Lego set.
Yeah.
Really. It's very, very similar to that. I would say they feel a bit more 3D printed type buildings.
Okay.
But you could easily do it with Lego if you really wanted to.
Okay.
It's very, very simple. But nice, easy game. I think he'll understand it and I think he'll enjoy it.
Nice.
So tower up.
One I still need to play, so let's make that happen, please.
Yes. I want to say it's Monolith Games. I could be wrong. I apologise if I am.
Nice. My next pick is going to be one I luckily got to pick up at Expo.
Oh, yes.
Thanks to Stephen from Tabletop Games. Thank you, sir. So my pick is going to be Courtesans. And I know we like it here at Meeple Minded, and I know it's a very popular game. In fact, at time of recording, it's sold out. So even though this is a Christmas episode, if you can get hold of a copy for Christmas, highly recommended. But this was one I bought and was sort of regretting because I didn't know if it was going to be that good, because the hype had only just come out for this game maybe a week before. That's how I heard of it and managed to get it at Expo. But this thing has been such a big hit. It's like anyone I introduce it to thinks of it as Game of Thrones with a nice little play mat to it, if you will, the card version of it. But my brother-in-law is a huge, huge fan of this game. Like every time he comes around with my sister and her family, it's like, can we play a game? Can we play a game of it? Wow. He is so addicted to this game. And another one I will honorable mention later. But I need to try and get him a copy for Christmas just to shut him up. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we've talked about Courtesans before. We've done a review for it, so go back and listen to it. I won't go into it too much, but it is a fantastic game. Possibly in the top 5 of the year. I absolutely love it for a card game, so had to be mentioned as a playable game for Christmas. Nice.
See, again, it's another game I don't own. I really enjoy that game. I really do. I still feel a little let down with the mat. Like I get the thematic nature of it, but the fact that you've got to iron it every single time.
It's not proper flat, is it? Like a play mat, is it?
You get it out, you iron it. It's fine. It'd be great for the game, but then it's going to be, you've got to do it again.
Get it again and again. Yeah.
This is meant to be a nice, quick game. I don't want to have to turn the iron on every single time. And
your anxiety builds up every time it pulls up a little bit.
Oh God, it does. It does. That's mainly me. Bit of OCD. But,
no, I get you.
Yeah, it is a bit annoying. Give me neoprene. Neoprene. Feed the addiction. They'll probably be like told off by YouTube for saying that if we do put this video up. Yeah. But good choice, very good choice. I really do want that game. Buy it for me for Christmas, someone.
Buy it.
Very much. Buy it. It's quite a cheap game as well, from what I remember.
Yeah, 15, 16 quid.
That's not bad. Not bad at all. Here's another one that I want to play over Christmas. And this isn't going to be one I'll end up playing with my son because I think there's just a bit too much going on for him to understand. But I feel at Christmas time, it's all about the food. We all love food. We all love drink.
Jason loves a food game.
I love me a food game. And I've already talked about waffle time. We're going to eat lots of waffles over Christmas. But I want to play charcuterie. Now, this is the awesome...
when we got to fit it all on a plate.
That's it, the cheese and hams.
That's it. I remember that,
and stuff like that, and the set collecting.
That's it.
And building
sets. You have to put it on top of certain other foods for game points.
Try and mount stuff in certain ways, but it has to touch the base. It has to be touching the base.
It can't be flipping over the plate or something or whatever.
Exactly, Can't hang off the sides of the board. You've got to create a really nice looking charcuterie board, much like you would if you had friends and family over for dinner. It's a nice little thing that's on the table. It doesn't last on the table because I love cheese.
So it's the equivalent of a cheese board for your Christmas nibbles, isn't it?
It is. It's a cheese board, but it's not a cheese board because the cheese board is just cheese. The charcuterie board has all the the fancy meats and hummus and all that garbage.
Got enough money for hummus.
Well, yeah. I'm tempted to go all deluxeified on charcuterie this year. And I mean, not by
real food.
Not by the deluxe version. I'll just buy the real thing. And then once we finish, we eat it. Or I eat it.
Or you eat it.
I eat it. But yeah, I really enjoyed that game. But it seems to be one that not many people want to play. So I'm saying I'm going to play it over Christmas. But that's,
you've got to make
I think that's wishful thinking. I think it's wishful thinking because I'm not sure who will want to play.
You can always hint it at the end of the day. Just don't hint at them when they're stuffed for food because then no one wants to see even more food.
Yeah. It might be one of those before Christmas dinner, I reckon.
Yeah? Starving.
Just be like, you've got to play this, otherwise you're not getting fed.
You get hungry.
So, this will make you even more hungry, and that way, less wastage. and less, leftover.
It's a great game. It's one of those games I started to get into, and then it was over with.
Yeah.
It's a very quick game.
Yeah, it doesn't last long. Charcuterie is a game I want to play.
Nice pick, sir. My next card game is from the same guys that did Courtesans, and it's Castle Combo.
Yeah.
I do love me Castle Combo. I just love the fact how it's literally done in 9 turns and then it's done. Nice. Very much like White Castle, if you will.
Yeah.
You build your castles, you have to buy cards, they do an ability, and you have to try and figure out where you're going to place it in your castle to score victory points for the end of the game. Artwork is fantastic. The box is so small, but for such a big game. High amount of counter players as well. Also, other ways you can screw other players by paying keys to move the messenger. Where the messenger is, you have to buy a card from that row, or you can delete that row completely and get 3 new cards that someone could have wanted. So Jason might like it because there's a lot of douchebaggery in it. So
sounds like my cup of tea.
But no, I absolutely love Castle Combo, and my parents and my other family haven't played it yet. My daughter and my wife played this with me quite a bit. So I'm quite looking forward to introducing it to the family for Christmas this year.
Very nice.
So yeah.
Very, very nice. So I'm actually running out of games that I'm planning on playing. Obviously, I've got quite a collection that I can call upon should I need it. But one of the ones, again, I want to try and teach my son is actually Trick Draw.
Oh!
Now, I haven't played this.
We haven't played it for a while.
I don't think I've played this since I first talked about it on the YouTube channel.
As I say, you done a review for it, didn't you?
I did indeed, yeah. If memory serves correctly, it was actually the first one that I'd ever done.
Yeah.
So, God forbid, it's probably awful. But, I mean, let's be honest, even the modern ones are awful. But Trick Draw, I found as a really, really fun game. And I think my son might just about be able to grasp the idea of it. He is dyslexic, so he does struggle with reading. So that might put a dampener on it a bit because there's a lot of card text.
Yeah.
And understanding what's what on those cards. So I might try him on it. But short of that, when my brother and his partner comes over and my son's in bed, myself, my partner, and they can all play
absolutely
some nice, interesting games. And I think Trick Draw will be a nice one that they will.
It's a lot of fun. That game.
Pick up on fairly easily. So yeah, Trick Draw.
Good choice, mate. I'm going over to my last pick now. No, that's not. I'm not lying. I'm lying. Sorry. We mention this one on the channel all the time, so I'm just going to put it out there straight away. Crokinole always comes out for Christmas.
Yeah.
My dad always says it's a Crokinole Christmas this year. He's been saying that since the last 5 years. Every year's been a Crokinole Christmas since I bought that board.
Nice.
So Crokinole is always going to be the one. But my final pick for the list here, I've mentioned it in a couple episodes. So again, I mentioned it very quickly. Heroes of Arcadia. Picked it up at Essen. This is a game that involves drinking. And what better time at Christmas time to drink? Yeah?
Yeah.
If you play it with kids, that's fine. Just use fizzy drinks, water, whatever, or juices, whatever you want to do. They can still play this at the end of the game. It's basically a dungeon crawler, but with your character is a glass. And then you fill it up with liquid, i.e. alcohol, fizz, water, whatever. And that is your health bar. Every time you go through the dungeon, on your turn, you flip over to try and find a monster or another room. And if you take damage, you simply drink the drink. You drink the beverage. But that's not just the case because your other players are all against all as well. So other players can play cards to inflict damage on you. So you have to drink more drink. But it is so much fun. I have played this with the guys from Legend of Podcast, and I played it with my guys that used to be on my podcast. And I cannot wait to introduce this to my family because it is so simple. It is so fun. There's drinking involved as well. The whole board game is completely drink themed. So all the monsters are named after drinks. All the heroes are named after drinks. And the best thing about this game is that the whole thing, if you spill your drink, it's entirely waterproof. So the only thing you will damage is the table if you spill a drink. But Heroes of Arcadia, I cannot deny it is good times all. And probably the best time to play it would be at Christmas. So
nice.
I have to bring it to the family this year.
Nice. I'm going to pick one more as well. And before I do, and following on from what Ant just said, we don't recommend drinking excessive amounts over the Christmas period, or indeed ever. But as such, one of the games I really want to try and get to the table over Christmas is Distilled.
Of course!
Because what better time to play Distilled, right? What better time?
In a time where you drink.
And now that I have a bar in the games room / studio...
It makes perfect sense.
It makes perfect sense, but I feel that game is going to get messy this time around.
There should be like an expansion for that for Christmas drinks or beverages. Or something. That'd be so good.
I still think there needs to be a mead expansion, but
that'd be good.
That's just me.
Yeah.
But yeah, Distilled's, I mean, we've talked about it on the podcast in the past. It's a great game. Adding in the cast strength expansion was amazing. Yeah. I really, really enjoyed it. Just adds just a little bit more to the game, gets rid of some of the, more powerful cards, but then gives you even more powerful cards, as any good expansion does. But yeah, Distilled, really want to do it. Obviously, I'm going to use my neoprene mat.
Of course.
To do that.
Of course.
But yeah, Distilled, really, really great game. I don't want to say too much.
Really great game. It's a fantastic game. Yeah, awesome game.
Love it. We're sticking one honourable mention because I know it's going to be a game that will not make it to the table, but I'm desperately trying to work my son up to the level where he will play Dynogenics with me.
Wow.
Because he loves Jurassic Park, and I'm hoping at some point in the future I will get him to play Dynogenics because I think he'll absolutely
get him ready for the new Dynogenics coming out.
Yeah.
I knew there's a way around it. Life finds a way.
Life does indeed find a way. So I do have one question for you, Ant, and
sorry, before you do that, one other mention I was going to say earlier on, Far Away. I do love that game, but it is a ball ache to explain rules to that game. Again, a few people have played it, have enjoyed it, but to explain it is just such a nuisance because you have the cards, but you're scoring backwards, and some people just can't comprehend that. Yeah. So just an honorable mention from that. It would have been at the Christmas do this year, but unfortunately not.
Nah, fair enough.
Sorry. Over to the question.
So I do have one question for you, sir. And I didn't ask you this in advance. I probably should have done, but is there anything that you're hoping to get gaming-wise for as a gift?
Yes. This is going to sound really silly, but I'm trying to get my wife into board gaming even more.
Okay.
So
that's not silly.
It's not silly, but the game might be to some people. So my wife likes wine, likes wine.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, maybe hoping she might grab a copy of Viticulture.
Okay.
Which I have no real interest in playing, but I will play it just to get her into board gaming more. She loves, obviously, board, because I've mentioned a few games she's already played with us, like card game stuff, but it's an actual board game.
Yeah.
I think something like that, it's distilled with wine, essentially.
It is, yeah.
But again, for someone who loves that type of drink, she's kind of hinted every now and then that she might buy it. So there might come for Christmas and might come to Devo over Christmas. Who knows?
Well, fingers crossed for you, sir.
Fingers crossed.
And if you do get it, I'd be interested in playing it.
Have you never played it?
I've never played it.
I thought you played it.
No.
I didn't know that. But what about yourself, sir?
It's a tough one. There's not any particular board games that I'm after.
Right.
However, it's been dismaying me quite bad that my legendary collection of Marvel is not complete. I stopped collecting it quite some time ago, so I'm very far behind on expansions. So I've primarily been asking for the expansions that I don't have.
Right.
From anyone who has asked. I'm one of those people that always argues black and blue that I don't want anything.
Particularly with the Marvel expansions.
But then you get forced to do the Amazon list.
Yeah.
And I then have the argument of Amazon is the devil and you should buy from anywhere but Amazon. But then succumb to it because people are just too busy to be going traipsing around shops. Yeah. Especially here where we are because we have zero friendly local game stores here. So, I have asked for a few of the legendary expansions.
Nice.
I have zero inkling as to what anyone is getting me this year. So,
but if you do get any, let me know because I love Legendary Marvel. I would be over in an instant to play that game.
I still need to work through all the stuff I've already got.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really interested in extending my collection and completing it once again. Seems though they're still putting out content for it. It makes sense.
Yeah, it still goes today, yeah.
There's been no new unmatched sets, so I would usually ask for those for Christmas, but obviously they've not materialised here.
Not so many came out this year.
No, there was a lot less.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely focused on finishing off the Marvel.
Yeah. Plus they had their Kickstarter this year, didn't they? So probably focused on that a bit more as well.
Yeah, you've also got The Witcher, which is starting to see people's collections now as well. In the States, obviously. We don't get that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
nice bit.
That's it. I mean, that's the games I'm hoping to play this Christmas. We will probably play more.
Most likely, yeah. I mean,
we might play
less. That's just the family side. If friends want me to come and play games with them, there'll probably be more added to that. So
exactly. And are you having to work over Christmas? I know you're off on Christmas.
No, I'm off from Christmas and for 5 days from there. Oh, nice. I've got to go back for New Year's, but then that's what happens when you're a DJ as well at the same time. So So the middle bit between Christmas and New Year's when I'm off.
Nice. I'm lucky enough that the business I work for actually closes down for the duration. So we go. I mean, this year's a bit sucky. We go back on the 2nd of January. So I have to spend the 1st of January travelling to take my son home. But other than that, I'm off for the duration and hoping to get some good gaming in.
Some game sessions in, mate.
Get some game sessions in. A slightly shorter episode this week.
Yeah.
Last week's one was about an hour and a half, but
we had some good feedback. Did we?
We had some good feedback, and I will say thank you because there was a few people that messaged me in the end offering their condolences and all that kind of stuff for everything that's happened in my life recently. Thank you very much. It was very, very heartfelt and as I said, humbling of everything is hearing that.
Be humble.
Things. But yes, we had good feedback on the episode as well.
Nice.
And people seem to like the idea of us doing a regular question thing.
Oh, nice.
But
if we get the questions, then it's fine.
We've had no new questions. So if you want it done, use the send us a text thing in the podcast description. I'm going to stop coughing my lungs up now, and I think we can let it go for another week. But this is going to be the last podcast of 2024, Anthony. Can you believe it?
I can't.
Can you believe it?
You didn't tell me that.
I mean, we've only just had a break, and now we're going to get another one. We're going to have another one.
Holidays, eh?
Holidays. It's disgusting. Families, all of that.
This is it.
It's just wrong.
But we've had a good year.
We have.
We've had a good year.
We have, but
podcasting.
We can't talk about too much about 2024 because the first episode back will be 2024 in review.
Oh, okay.
So our first one in 2025 will be talking about 2024.
Okay.
As you do.
I won't say any more then. We'll save it for them.
You know, all the games that we really enjoyed, maybe the ones we didn't. Who knows? And more than likely, going forward, we'll be on video as well. So, big changes for the Meeple Minded in 2025. But yeah, till then, I guess it's fair to say thank you very much for joining us in 2024. And I have been Jason.
I have been Ant.
And the guy that ain't here has been James. And you've been listening to the Meeple Minded. Join us next year for more tabletop gaming goodness. Ta-ta and goodbye.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.